would be berm.
Private luxury
So
suite.
now this, and this. I know you want blocks, and blocks are good. But if you do it the way I could show you, this wall, and this wall won't be any wall at all. If you take a little bit more time when you do the digging, and then there's the issue of drainage.
Yeah.
Then you just take and like your roof will extend out over this wall about 2 foot, 3 foot. You put your columns in here. You could either do
Columns of what? Of brick?
No, just a post and put a beam on it, or you could just do a womanized beam here. You could do here's a side profile of this dirt, and then it digs down kind of straight, and then there's your floor. Up here you could pour. It used to be called womanized. Now they changed the
Like woman?
Yeah, like woman. WOMANIZED. Yeah. No offense. Womanized. Yeah. It's not a womanizer. It's a womanize. That was the brand name of it. It had the arsenic in it and all that stuff. I guess that's probably why it's woman. Arsenic bad for you. You know, things like that. Okay. Anyway, look. So you put something up here. Now, if this is your house, let's make this. What do you say? 16-foot square. Well, you weren't going to have it. You're going to have it 10 foot or something,
10
right?
by 20.
This away, then you put the metal on. If you do it like this, and you're only spanning 10 foot, so you can get by with a 2x6. You only need that one piece. The only thing is your insulation will be only 6 inches deep. But I'm telling you, for that small of a house, if you got that tuck full of straw, 6 inches is quite a bit of R value.
So you do CB wall only on the front?
Well, you don't even need CB wall. That's what I'm saying. All this is above grade. Just the columns are this and where it touches down. So anyway, this is just like a pole barn is built. They put the post in, and then this would be a truss, and then you have your little purlins that come across. Same way. So, okay, now this is looking down on. Now here's the side view of that. You could either just do a little hole here and put a column here, or just do a little pour with blocks. You need something to hold the roof down. You need something kind of heavy. So if you have a wall or two in here, or if you come back and put some, this wall is fairly straight or kind of crooked, then you could just case it in with blocks.
How you attach the blocks?
They just stack there and lean against the wall. And as you build it, you put a little dirt
moisture.
in it. But the moisture, you have a visqueen that comes down, right? And on where you start your blocks down here, you got a little spread footer of clean gravel. Pack it in. And then I'm telling you, I just use, if you're going to go a 6-inch wall, I just use like a 2x8, a womanized 2x8, or a pressure-free 2x8, and then build your CEBs on this. I did one at this house that I did in Lathrop that I show you. I had my grandson and a friend of his. I built a storage shed. It was 8 foot square to keep all my tools in. So that's the first thing we did. I just went over there, took the bucket, threw some pea gravel down, scraped the grass off, put the pea gravel down, kind of smoothed it up and I took, and there was just scrap 2x6 that I had left. I built a frame, the shape I wanted it, and I put a walk-in door in it, and they just made it out of blocks. Put the smooth blocks on the outside. When I got to the top, I had 2 pieces of plywood, and I caulked it here. Actually, I didn't even.
You didn't caulk it?
Because it ran down. But it was there for 2 years. No nothing. No overhang. The overhang was this much. We got storms. It didn't erode. Hardly at all.
Did you stabilize the bricks?
No. Put a little bit of that reject lime in it so that, because they were so wet.
How did it stand up against storms?
It was there for 2 years. It did. It did fine. That's what I'm saying. I can show you the wall in Lathrop where the plastic's been off since last summer. Not this summer, last year, because they tore it off. And I painted the blocks, and they're still good. I just looked at them today. I said, man, with all this rain stuff, they're still fine. But anyway, back to this. You wouldn't have to do anything here. I mean, if you had a backhoe, like a dig this, come in here before you dug anything, grade this side off flat, kind of grade it the way you want it. Then have the backhoe dig your ditch here, dig it here, and dig it here. Okay? Because that way you got a good straight wall.
Yeah.
Then all this stuff inside here, you can come back and dig all this stuff out. And this dirt you can use for something else. Use it for the blocks you're going to make, whatever you're going to do. But then when you get done, and if you've already pre-graded this, even if you have to add dirt, it doesn't stay straight. But if it's already dirt there, kind of cut the whole top off flat, mark out where you want to dig, and have somebody come in with a backhoe and dig it down 6-7 foot. You don't need it 8 foot because you're going to come up a little bit on a little wall here to hold your post, and then your pitch would be real flat probably. How much of a pitch you're going to have? Just real flat.
Yeah.
So this was called this. I got this idea was from this pause system. He said this is a way you could passive annual heat storage system. That's what this house is over here. But anyway, so when we do our house, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in. I'm going to get it graded, shot. I'm going to cut it down. All this is going to be dirt that hasn't been touched, but I'm going to cut.
Are you starting on flat land?
I have to cut it flat. That part.
No, but I mean, you got a slope in the land or what?
Well, it doesn't matter. Up here where you're building, you're right behind. So your land is like here's your
slope.
Here's your tree line, right? And here's your Hab Lab's over here now, right?
Yep.
And tree line comes down, and you got this ditch over on this side over. And then your usher shop stuff's over there. Remember, this is north. You know, that's your tree line, and we dug this out, so all this is sloped over that way and sloped down. So you're planning on putting how far away from the Hab Lab? Just right there where we kind of dug up. You want to be on the other side of that, or
50 feet away or something.
Well, you have to do some digging because remember how we dug it and it kind of comes up. It's all dug loose there. Anywhere, place where you're going to have it, so it's slanted this way and this way. So the easiest way would be don't orientate your building. Orientate your building to slope. Your slope is running this way.
Yeah, it's pretty much like straight down.
It's not due east, but it's not due south. The whole property is sloped to the south, but it's sloped this way to this ditch. So it's kind of a slope like this. And so if you orientated these small structures, so your back of your thing is about even Steven, see, then you'll have less digging. But anyway, you'll come through here, come out just a little ways, and flatten this thing off. And this would be grade here, or this couldn't have, kind of get this dug back flat. Don't worry about this other crap, just leave it. And then come in with the backhoe and then dig this here, dig this here, and dig this here. And then, of course, this dirt, you got to dig out something here and here because that's the retaining wall.
What about drainage? That's if you.
Well, this is going to be all dug out, right? Yeah, this is still sloped down. Now, once you get that dug out smooth, and then you got to start sloping this stuff back. This backside needs to be below. Well, you really ought to have it below, but if it's solid, undisturbed dirt, you've seen how that you got layers of sand a few feet down, so you want to cut this water off from coming down subterranean into your house. Mm-hmm. So someplace here you have to, it's going to be the hill sloping like this. So you're going to come in here first, and you're going to kind of dig this out flat, and then this is the size of your house. And then once it's kind of dug out flat, enough room so the tractor can get in, then he's going to take this is your existing grade now, just where this house is. Yep. Then you're going to have he's going to actually dig, when you dig a trench, it's straight up and down. It's a nice trench. Yeah. The walls are pretty good shape. And it's going to go this way and dig another trench and dig this trench this way. Well, anyway, but... what about this is the front here. Now, you're going to dig this out. But that's what I'm saying. This all has to be done. You have to do your grade work. But what I'm saying is, you got to... even if you rented a big bobcat for a while, backhoe would do better. If you got a machine that you can dig... If you had a bigger backhoe, like if John, I don't know what he's doing, but if you had something like that, he could dig it out, and then it's loose dirt, and maybe your other machines have to be near as big to move the dirt around, but he could get a lot of this dug out. We're not talking about a very big area. No. I don't even think you need 20 foot, but that'd be up to you if you just want that single room with a...
what would you make it, 12 by 12?
No, it wouldn't be big enough, but maybe like, I thought you said 10. 10 is...
10 by 20?
10 by 20 is pretty big. How about it? All you want is a room that's...
Well, our living room's 19 long. So
someplace in here you're going to have this headboard I was talking about, or a little mover divider, and then you could have a bed here. And then this could be like you'd have a place over here for, you're going to have water, so maybe this is a setting area, your computer or whatever. This would be for sleeping, so you probably wouldn't need that much room even, but you could still walk through here or however you want to do it. This could be, all it is 2 pieces of plywood that kind of gives you some privacy, and your bed could be over here. It could be hung from the ceiling, however, I don't care what you do, but so if this was... We can make it 20, but it depends on... See what I'm getting...
You do 15? 10 by 15?
Well, we'll probably go... You'd want to go... Your dimension of your steel, you get 3 foot on each piece. So you want your overlap, right? You want an overhang of at least 2 foot passes where this is. Your physical overhang will be 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. You want a minimum of that. So whatever this division is... You want to make it so it's 3 foot 3, a division by 3. Okay? Mm-hmm. And then if you go too far here, if you go too long, the shorter, you might as well figure you're going to need 2 by 6 purlins here, and you could probably get by with some, you actually on the sides, you could probably use a column here and here, and in the middle, if you're going to have, you could put something there, especially if your wall's going to be there. See, you could get by with just 2 by 6s here. But these you had 3 beams already set up this way, and then
insulation for the roof. Can we do like 2x12s and filled with straw?
Well, you have to have 12-inch material in for something that small, and it's already in the earth. I don't.
But the roof is the main source of leak.
Yeah, but I think 6 inches. We got R19 here, but I think 6 inches would work.
And to just get fiberglass?
No, you can use straw, but the other thing I was thinking about, well, we'd have to do the bottom. Let's see.
Think 6 is enough with the straw?
If it's to the east, then you get more of it in the morning. But in the summertime, you can put some shading. Like you said, you have problems there. Remember I said if you guys just got some of that shade cloth and put them in frames, it could have been just hung over the glass in the summertime, and you just take them down in the winter.
So that's what
you can still let a little bit of light in.
On my front door. Those are just magneted on the front door for the sun.
But if you do it on the outside. Okay, well, I've got you so out of whack here.
Well, what's the fun?
What I'm saying is
gravel on the base?
No. Oh, yeah, where the wall is?
Yeah.
There isn't no wall.
So each side is the bricks laid like that? Each side, the side?
This here, you don't...
How do you finish the wall?
You can finish however you want. If you want a nice smooth wall up 4 feet, and build your wall there with a shelf, and then the rest you could just put some mat on there like we did and mix up some plaster. But you got to have a layer of rubber there, like a visqueen, because you got to keep that moisture out. And the other key thing,
so
if you
do the moisture
layer,
and
doing it like Randy's house?
Yeah, but not like. See, we couldn't get the wall. Originally, that was going to be, and we was going to use blocks. Well, he didn't want to do that, and he didn't want to go get the equipment we needed and do it right. Plus, we couldn't go very deep because he wanted it right in front of the pond, so I had to do a bunch of fill, and the fill he had was crap. Up there where you're at, you got plenty of clay, you got plenty of slope. You could still dig it out, fill it in, pack it in as you go, and then come back with it. If you did it, the key thing was if you had a backhoe, you could dig it, because clay, straight up and down, as long as you keep it dry, it is not going to calve off on you, like shear off on you. Clay won't. Loamy dirt will, but clay won't. It's there. But I mean, that's just something you can entertain. But we still can use blocks.
So where would you do it?
We can use blocks. You're doing 4x, that would be perfect for the floors. Smooth it out. Use blocks for the floors. Put a seal coat on them if you want.
So use gravel, like 4 inches of gravel.
You mean for underneath the floor?
Yeah.
You don't even need 4 inches. You need something for.
Just to fill it.
No, you want if there is moisture there, it'll drain it out, and for something to fill, you could use reject lime or something. I don't really care. Something that you could level out and tamp down, and then visqueen, and then put blocks on the floor, like I showed you, like Vet Fryover. He's done that.
So you got drainage going down through the sides, or
the side profile is here's your side profile. When you're all said and done, this is your dugout. This is all gone, and it drains from the front, and then this is going to be from here down. Remember I said you needed a 2 foot, you're going to come up a little bit with something. Even if you put the column right inside or up against your thing down here, put a column up here, another column here, and then this roof could be up a little higher, but it would have a slight slope, not much, but this would overhang over a little bit, right? So this, as long as you're from here out, you have a slope. And then you put some visqueen out here, at least 5 or 6 feet out.
And you want to put some insulation out there?
Yeah, you should.
Like a 4 foot wide,
at least 4 foot. If you want to go 8,
8 feet, you would even go.
Yeah, well, it'll give you more heat here, storage wise. But you're gonna have like a little wood stove or something in there, maybe. But see, you're already. This is always going to be 50, 55 degrees. It won't ever get any colder than 55 in here. So you're going to bring your heat up in that cabin. You're going to have this wall. 3 sides, and the floor is going to be roughly especially if you insulate it 4 to 8 feet out, with just at 1 inch insulation would be.
1 inch over 8 feet is better than 2 inches over 4.
Yeah, because your envelope is farther out, and you can. If they've already did the test on the pod system, it's even better. But anyway, if you just use 1 inch of not styrofoam, we get some of the other stuff like the blue board.
Tank board, yeah.
Yeah, pink or blue, or even got that tough R, or anything with a closed cell. You don't want it to absorb water. But then this dirt will always stay warm. I mean, it'll stay in the 50-degree range, mid-50s, whatever our mean temperature is around here. That's what it'd be, probably 56, 58 degrees.
And you've also got the insulation on the front there, 8 feet?
Well, yeah, you should insulate maybe 4 on that one, because that's going to be on the south side. But this here, you want to insulate this so it'll help keep this dirt warmer, you know, underneath there. So you only have to bring your temperature up with the stove, or if there's some glass there, from 55 degrees to 70 degrees. It don't take that much energy. It don't matter if you're using a wood stove or passive solar or whatever. It won't take that much energy because you got 3 sides in the ground.
Did you think about burning the roof too?
No, because it's too
heavy.
Mm-hmm. But if you just use steel, you could use a lightweight roof system, and then you know, so you can still put a little stove here and just a little stove, and then
when you do the stove, you break through the roof.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, like you can do like a little outside heater like we got, but you have more efficiency if you just do like your stove you got in there now. But you can buy the little rubber thing. When you buy your steel, the people they got the regular thing for the stovepipe. But I mean, you could go out and up, but then you always got problems with that 90. You got to clean it out and stuff.
You have no drainage on the inside. No drainage channels.
You mean for any water that gets there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember I said you need to cut this a little bit?
Yeah.
I always cut, when I do my stuff, on a earth contact, I cut the floor so it's from the front to the back. I'll have about 2 inches, a minimum of a 2 inches slope. So any water that does get there, it can drain out. And that's why you want just a thin layer of pea gravel. So any water that's in the back, it can still mitigate out. You don't have to have drains. It'll mitigate out. It'll mitigate out under that level of pea gravel. You know, and then your bisqueen and then your floor.
Reject lime. Reject lime wouldn't work. Then.
Nah, probably not.
So use the small gravel? Just
I mean,
quarter inch or...
Remember how we...
quarter inch gravel?
Yeah, that's just small, but it needs to be clean.
Okay.
Clean. It can't be dirty.
The clean gravel.
Layer there that's porous, so any water that does get there comes down the back wall and then it can drain out. You'll still need block production, but we can do one like this and do one like the other. But what I'm saying is, if you got equipment like a backhoe and you got a decent thing to dig with, in just the side of a few hours, your house, you got 3 walls, your house already built. Particularly if you've already got your roof modularized, all you got to do is set some columns in, set the roof on, and then come back with your blocks. And fancy up your walls, or if you want an interior wall, do that, or if you want
If you do the blocks, and you need some footer, no? Like a little footer?
Well, that's what I was
telling
you.
What would you do for the little footer?
For inside?
Yeah. Like if you want a nice straight wall up.
Here's what I would use for on the cheap. I'd use your pea gravel you was talking about.
And a 2x8 piece of
pressure
lumber. 2x8.
Or maybe 2 of them.
No, we don't need strong insulation. So 2x8, 6-inch bricks. We want to go... Since we're
well, you don't need any insulation like this because you're in the dirt. See, before everything above ground is exposed to 20 below zero in the wintertime. These walls, 3 walls, will never be exposed to that. It'll always be exposed to 50-degree temperature. See what I mean?
What would you do to finish the wall if you do the visqueen or the plastic? You need something over that, like the R board.
You know, or whatever you want. If you want to do it quick, you can do blocks up a little ways or whatever you want. And you can do anything you want. So smooth it down, put some wire on it. You can stock it, but you still got to have that plastic back behind it in case moisture does come through or something, and it gives you a vapor barrier.
But if it's not against it, if there's a cavity there, does it matter?
Well, you probably want.
How would you want
we built another
gravel,
step,
right?
Huh?
Fill that in.
No.
Fill the cavity with gravel.
Well,
after the plastic,
you're going to have something to hold all that. If you've got 8 feet of gravel or something loose, it's going to want to come out on you. So, what we're talking about is something. I think if you get somebody with a decent backhoe, your walls are pretty straight already.
You're going to finish it off with a shovel.
Yeah, scrape it off with a shovel, and then if you want it smooth, I just put the visqueen up. And then,
whenever you dig with a backhoe, though, I mean, you're talking about a lot of earthwork right there, man. Are you going to have, like, in some cases, it's going to be like that. So do you have a sump up here or somewhere?
You can't, it won't work like, wait a minute, this is the front?
Yeah.
No, it's got to go down. I mean, not very much, but it's got to slope. You don't want it like that. You're going to have problems. Now, it could be like that.
But you dug, like, what, 6 feet, 8 feet down there?
Yeah.
That's...
On the backside, that was another thing.
I mean, that distance would have to be like 30 feet to get 8 feet of elevation.
Well, it depends on how... Well, you're not going 8 foot. About 6 foot is all you need. Because this little stem wall, you're still going to have a little thing there. You know, for your roof to come down. You have a little bit of height above here, and then you put then that little height, you put your foam there after you get your basic grade sloping. You put your piece of foam there, put some plastic foam and another piece of plastic, and then put a little bit of dirt over it. Clear up to that thing. I mean, that's...
Clear up to the roof?
Well, it don't have to come clear up to the roof, but kind of.
And how do you, if you do still have that little gap between the roof and there, do you insulate it? What do you do there?
This same insulation, you put it like
As
whatever this is. If you got a little post or just something, and your roof comes down like this, and here's your dirt. And then remember, you was going to have like insulation, and then plastic, and then insulation. Then put some little insulation here.
So if you got posts, what do you do back there? Do you do framing back there?
Well, this post we're talking about is actually not there. So you can do a post if it's pretty straight, which it will be. You can do it, and you wouldn't have to. You could do a post here to support this beam that supports all the little purlins. Looking sideways. But then you still got to put something here to hold that dirt. So you could just do a couple of 2x6s and put some foam on it. So you have foam piece, and then you come up a little bit with foam, and then your post comes clear down.
Little post piece. Say it again.
Here's your post. Well, this is dirt. This is like your dirt. This is your grade. Your dirt. And then you need to put a couple of 2x6s here or something, and your foam will go onto it. And then your roof will come down at an angle. There's your roof up here. We're not talking about that, about the space. And then you got plastic and stuff. And then you'll put some more dirt here. And, of course, this will come all the way up. But then you kind of want your dirt to go from here like that. And, it don't have to come all the way up. But, leave a little space there and keep the critters out. But, of course, this would be all solid anyway. So, and then this will give you some dirt if you want to grow some stuff there. Grass or something, grow back up eventually.
So you're going to do a house like this?
Mine's going to be flat.
How much slope you got on your piece of land? Wherever you're going to put it?
I don't know. I haven't bought it yet. Still looking for a piece. But I'll have it situated where I can do it.
What if
you can do it?
Can you do it on flat ground? I mean, what if
you can do it dig?
How would you do it on flat ground, though?
If you didn't want to dig all that out, like you were concerned about on front of that, you said you're see the dirt's actually coming down this way. The original dirt is like that. So if you didn't want to dig all this out, you could leave this, but you still got to have and you could leave a little wall here, berm, this here could stay, but you still got to have it dug down so that this, where am I at? So say some of this you didn't dig out.
Yeah.
See, this is still part of the original dirt, but this still needs to be drained away, and then it can go out this way. The water, any water gets under it, can still drain out away. You don't have to move all that dirt if you don't want to. And actually, it would give you a little more privacy.
Put this in a bag for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.